Again, we'll get back into that later. We've got one more for you. Well, we've actually got two because it's important to show it in two different ways. On to our next, our penultimate picture. We go back to our Michelin power race, and what we have now, it's a little subtle to see, but if you look towards the outer edge of the tire, you will see a band somewhat similar to the coal tear in the way that the lines seem to walk into or work their way into the middle of the tire because of centrifugal force. However, if you look at them, they're really not that deep. They're quite spread out. There's no way you can get a fingernail underneath any of those tears whatsoever. So what happened here in this instance was that the tire was underinflated. There wasn't enough air. So the contact patch got to be way too big on the ground, huge. And because of that, the tire overheated. Now, when a tire overheats, you'll see very thin, almost lines like waves in the ocean, going towards the middle of the tire based on the direction of the tire because of centrifugal force. So the tire melted. As the rubber melted, it was flung into the middle of the tire. It did not pile up on itself like a debris field, and it did not cut into the carcass. It simply melted the surface off and then pitched it away as the tire went on the ground. Now we're going to go to our last tire picture with a hot tear, which shows it a lot more clearly. Look how broad from the compound joint, which is in the middle of the tire, from the center towards the edge of the tire, just how long those lines are, and the fact that they are not very deep at all. Again, this is from a big bike, a 1000cc bike, where the tire was underinflated. So the tire spun almost immediately, and a real good evidence of a tire getting hot. If you look, we have the center line in the middle of the tire. We have the damaged area below that, and then below that we have a clean area again. And if you look at the clean area, there's balls of rubber sticking to the tire at that point, where it was so hot it literally could not leave the tire, so it aggregated. Instead of being right on the edge of the tire where it would normally be, it aggregated just below the area where the rider first got on the gas, and the tire was a little colder. You'll notice as it goes up the tire into the middle, there's a very succinct difference in the depth of the line, fades almost to nothing. Once it gets to the hard compound up top, there's no evidence of that whatsoever. So, much more graphic illustration of a hot tear.